Bienvenue tout le monde pour le programme Collège SALCC Louis. Moi, c'est Nathalie Joile-Fanis. Et moi, commencer à petit Kwéyòl aujourd'hui parce que semaine là, nous allons célébrer Journée Kwéyòl. Ça, c'est jeudi, octobre 18. Oui. Welcome everybody to SALCC Updates, where we keep you updated with what is happening at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. And like any other institution, we are celebrating Mwa Éwitaj Kwéyòl in a really special way. And my guest today will help me tell you more about that. But just before I get you to meet my guest, I would like to just bring you up to date with some of the things happening. So firstly, like I reminded you last week, applications are now open for the January semester. The college would not normally have an open application period for that semester, but given all that has happened, we are now going to open applications. Actually, they are already opened. You can visit the website at salcc.edu.lc to find out about the programs that are open for January, and the application is right there online. So please take advantage of this opportunity. The applications are open for bachelor's, associate degree, and certificate programs. So there must be something in there for you. Also, we are celebrating very, very soon the students who completed their programs with us this past May. They should have completed around the May-June period. So it's graduation time at the college. Again, if the graduates go to the website, they will get all the information that they need right there. We have also sent emails of congratulations to our graduates. So the deadline to respond to whether you will participate in graduation for 2021 is actually this week as well. So there's a lot happening. We are really looking forward to celebrating our grads in a very, very special way. We recognize the challenges that they have faced, and like we did last year, we are going to have a super virtual graduation ceremony, and that is slated for December 5th. We have gone back to our traditional date of December, the first Sunday in December. Last year, we moved it to January because of all the hiccups by COVID. But we are back to our regular date, and we will be progressing with a number of activities for our graduates leading up to the end of November and in time for the showing of graduation on December 5th. So what else is happening at the college? Today we had a very special visit. Last week, the Minister of Education announced the new board for the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, and the Minister visited with the board this morning to introduce the new Board of Governors to the senior staff at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. And he made a few remarks, as well as the chairman of the board, who is Mr. Cletus Springer. So we have already posted those on our social media pages. So if you want to see the full slate of the board, you can visit our social media pages to get that information. So we welcome them, and we look forward to working with our new Board of Governors towards providing quality education for all of our citizens. And that's primarily what's happening at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. Of course, our classes are in full session. And for the month of October, we have also been planning a grand talent expose. Of course, it is going to be virtual, but we have been very excited about the response that we received from our students, as well as our alumni and our staff. So in preparation for that, we had some rehearsals, and we had some recordings of the performances that will premiere first on Thursday, October 28th, which is actually Journée Kwéyòl, International Day of the Language. And we will be premiering that on our YouTube pages as well as Calabash TV. And you will also be able to see the virtual expose on Sunday right here on NTN at 6 p.m. So exciting stuff, and we didn't just want to talk about it, but we have with us today two of the performers from the talent expose, really impressive talent by our young people. And I'm so happy that they have joined me today so that you could meet them and hear of their experience. And I have a good gender balance here with us. I have Danaii Francis and Zayna Joseph, yes, who have joined me today to talk a little bit about their experience. So they're both students of the South Louis Community College, but I will allow them to tell us a little more about themselves. So I will start with Danaii.
Hi, my name is Danaii Francis. I'm a first-year student of SALCC. I'm doing the course mechanical engineering. Yeah, and it's been okay so far, yeah.
Managing in the online environment?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll learn a little more about Danaii in a while. And tell me, Zayna.
Hi, as you said, my name is Zayna Joseph. I am a year 2 student. I'm from the Creative and Performing Arts program. And I'm ready for whatever questions you have for me.
Excellent. So we have male students in our mechanical engineering program, first-year students. So really we have a balance. We have a little bit of just getting in and having experienced an entire year. Zayna, you've had a bit of a unique experience because you are the crop that spent your entire 2 years online.
Yes.
Fortunately or unfortunately. I know your program provides you with an opportunity to come on campus. So we will just start with you. Tell us a bit about that experience and how you've been able to manage.
The first year was hectic. It was very hard to manage online purely because of the transition, again, as stated before, for my year, but also understanding how I would do my course in particular, because it's a practical course, you know. But eventually it smoothed itself out. I think there was an added benefit of my class being small. So because there was so little of us, you know, when we understood something, it was like, okay, all of us understood and all of us can help each other on what we have to do, you know. And then our teachers themselves, I don't want to brag, but I have really nice teachers. Our teachers themselves of that program were very cooperative and understanding of our needs and everything. So after that first semester road bump, really, the second semester smoothed itself out. And year 2, I actually got the opportunity to join clubs now that I understood how smooth the actual online process would be.
Okay, great to hear that. So, Danaii, your experience this is your first year at Sir Arthur Lewis. Actually, it's probably just a couple months for you. But how has that transitioned? Because we are fully online. But I know you were doing mechanical engineering. I know it might be too early, but you two would need to come in for some practicals, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Like she said, it would be hectic because before it was just like home, out. Now you have deadlines to meet, you have drawings to complete. Sometimes you're up at 2 a.m. in the morning trying to complete a drawing.
Welcome to college life.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty hectic, but I believe it's moving out, just like she said, yeah.
Okay. So before we get into your special talents, tell me about your choice of program. Why did you choose mechanical engineering?
Because I've always liked knowing how things work, how to build things, how to put things together, take them apart. Yeah, so that's just like, you know, a hobby of mine.
And you're making it a profession now?
Yes.
Great. What about you, Zayna?
Well, I mean, I'm a performer at heart. I think anybody who knows me knows that for sure. And I have a dream of being a drama therapist. So mixing therapy with art as always. And obviously I would need a lot of experience in drama and all types of theater to be a well-rounded practitioner to help people. So that's why I chose that major.
Wow, that is an interesting combination. I've heard about it. And I think it's just so important to try to reach people in different ways. And we can tell by her personality that, yes, she is a performer at heart. And we'll be hearing a lot. So you know you need to tune in to see her on Thursday or Sunday when you view our show. So these two young people, like I said, participated in our talent expose, which we gave a Kwéyòl theme because we were having it in the month Mwa Éwitaj Kwéyòl. We need to start using the language. So Danaii, Tell us what you did for the talent expose.
I did a song, one of my favorite songs, I Do Do. So it was really nice because I did it before when I was at secondary school. So it was kind of familiar to me, and yeah.
So tell me, before we move on to Zayna, tell me a little bit about your experience in singing. I mean, I heard him, and he has this, I don't know how to describe it, I'm not a critique, but this just smooth voice. It's really calming. I wanted to show a preview, but I thought it would be best for you to wait. Tell us about your background in singing. When did you learn that you had such talent?
Well, like most people, they discover their talents at home, you know, because I can thank my mom, my sisters, because we used to sing in the house together, you know, have our little duets, our little back and forths. So yeah, I discovered it at home, and from there it just grew to something.
How young were you when you were singing duets with your family?
Like really young, like 4, 5, yeah.
And what opportunities have you had to develop your talent, or even just to use it?
While I was at the V4 Comprehensive Secondary School, I joined the choir. Then, doing that, I got introduced to music festival, where we used to perform at the cultural center.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, that's where I, you know, actually started growing. You know, actually loving the craft more. So yeah.
It shows. It shows in that performance that I just saw of you. And I could see Zayna looks like she can relate. So Zayna, tell us about your talent for the expose.
Well, I did a spoken word piece. I originally wanted to do a big acting piece, but I was like, I don't have time. So I just did a poetry. But no, my experience with poetry is kind of linked to my experience with acting, because they all came all around the same time, which I will just, for the sake of simplicity, pinpoint to grade 6. Yeah, that was the first time I actually did something on stage, a performance. I was Mary for a Christmas play, so, you know, and transitioned to about Form 2, when I started acting professionally with Youth in Arts Theatre Company. That's hosted by Miss June Frederick, and doing it for SALCC, teaching it from various levels, from like little kids to people around 15, 17, during the summer, of course. And here we are now at SAFA doing it.
Right. So your spoken word piece, let me just go back to that, for the expose. Did you do it all in Kwéyòl?
I did some in Kwéyòl. I did about half of it in Kwéyòl, and let me tell you, if my daddy could not write in Kwéyòl, I'd be gone. I'd be like, it was a little hard, but it came out surprisingly well.
Yes, so you were happy with it. What is the title of the spoken piece?
It's called Pardon Mama.
Okay, so we look forward to seeing that. There are a number of things that you have said in presenting yourself that I would like to pick up on, but we are due for a break. So when we come back, we will talk a little bit about the importance of such platforms, because you spoke about the activity that was being hosted at a cultural center every year for secondary schools. And you spoke about being in the group with June Frederick, where, you know, we these days we call people cultural icons, but we really have to pay tribute to those people who have kept those alive. So when we come back, we'll get a little more into that and into some of your other experiences. Thank you so much for staying with us. You are watching SALCC Updates. Mwa Éwitaj, very, very soon. Stay with us. The South Louis Community College will celebrate the class of 2020 when it hosts the first ever virtual graduation ceremony on Sunday, January 31st from 3 p.m. You can be part of this historic event by tuning in to NTN Channel 122 and Calabash TV Channel 110. Share the experience online at the SALCC and Calabash TV YouTube pages. Join us in celebrating the resilience and outstanding achievements of the SALCC class of 2020. Sunday, January 31st from 3 p.m.
Applications to the South Louis Community College are now open for the January 2022 semester in selected programs. Online classes offer greater flexibility. Don't miss an opportunity to further your career. Visit our website salcc.edu.lc to apply now. Deadline to apply is October 30th.
Thank you so much for staying with us. My name is Nathalie Joile-Fanis, and I am here representing the South Louis Community College along with two of our students, and we are talking about the soon-to-be broadcast talent expose that the college has put on in honor of Mwa Éwitaj Kwéyòl, Creole Heritage Month. And that is the focus. So we wanted to do a talent expose, and our timeline just brought it into October, and we thought it was so important to just recognize our heritage. And before I go back to my two students, I really want to give credit to the team that was their brainchild, and they put a lot of work into it. So we have a new unit at the college called the Student Experience Unit, and if you missed our program last Wednesday, you can get it on YouTube, on NTN, as well as Arthur Lewis. We spoke with Mr. McCoville Combi, who is the head of that unit, and him together with his team, particularly Mr. Gilroy Ezai Hall and Ms. Dora Henry, have worked tirelessly to ensure that this has come out. And the expose, as you heard from Danaii, Zayna, singing, spoken word, we teach a little bit of quadrille. One of our staff members, Ms. Althea Lake, who has been dancing quadrille for as long as I can remember, has done a little session. We also had a student playing the musical instrument. So it is really, really a wonderful melee of everything Creole. So Danaii is with us. He's a first-year student, and Zayna, who's a second-year student, have been telling us about their love for performing. And both of you, like I said, going into the break, spoke about the opportunities that you had to perform. I am not sure that the secondary school expose has happened in the last 2 years. Tell me, in the time that you have not been able to, how does that really speak to the significance of having such opportunities and platforms for you to be able to develop your craft, as you call it?
I just blanked.
You blank. You want to take it on first, Zayna?
That's fine.
Yeah.
I really believe, I mean, COVID really opened our eyes to see how, you know, our normal life can just change like that. And I guess for me, performing has always been my avenue to express myself, yeah? And losing that sense of expression, or at least the freedom to express it as easily, is extremely hard to adapt to. You know, I like to act, I like to dance, I like to sing, I like to do these things, and I like to work with people who like to do these things. And I know that a lot of people may not want to do it professionally, but all of us have our hobbies that we like to take part in and alleviate us from the stresses of everyday life. And being robbed of that, you know, makes us really see, wow, we really do need these things in place to reinforce our love for, you know, whatever little crafts or talents that we like to express, you know? So.
Great. So for you, as someone who is looking to take it on professionally, it's important for you to have that avenue. And you said something important, to work with other people.
Right.
It's not just about doing it for yourself.
Right.
Yes? So you can sing at home, Danaii, but you need to do more than that.
Right.
Yes, because now I know what you sound like. So how much do you miss having those opportunities?
I really miss it because as you can realize, I'm not really much of a talker, kind of, you know, to myself. So, and me being on stage is like two different people, as you can see. So, it's actually, you know, something for me to step out my comfort zone, you know, try something new, you know, make people see the different sides of me, you know. So, and not having that really, you know, I have no idea.
So how did you respond then when you saw that the college was offering this opportunity?
It was like a relief because I was waiting to like actually do something, you know, other than school. You know?
So you jumped at it?
Yes.
Okay, great. What about you, Zayna?
Well, at first I was like, I want to do it. But then I was like, I have too much work to do. But then I got persuaded by, you know, a few members of staff. And I did it, and I was really happy. Even if I had another performance to do right after, it was like, yeah, because that's what I like to do. One performance after the other, and, you know, it just was really liberating to do that.
Great. You got an adrenaline rush from
Yeah.
that, it seems. So the other thing I want to raise is that, like I said earlier, because it was the month of October, we decided to give it a Kwéyòl theme. I heard Danaii say that I Do, that's the song, right?
Yes.
You had performed it before. But did it throw you off? Did it affect you in any way? And I think that might be more for Zayna, because now she had to sort of think, I need to do this in a different language, another language than what you're used to working in. Did it throw you off at all that you had to use the Kwéyòl?
I expected it, and as much as I may not speak Kwéyòl, I do love incorporating it into my pieces. So Pardon Mama was a piece that I already had some Kwéyòl, and it's because that I just want to, as much as possible, incorporate, you know, my language, my first language, into whatever I do. I find it extremely important. And, you know, I was really happy that, you know, we wanted to explore that avenue, make it mandatory a part of our piece, because the fact that, first of all, we have a month for just Kwéyòl should not be a thing. It should just be a natural thing. It's your first language. But, you know, getting to hear people speak in our tongue, it's just a different level of connection as well. You know, this is something that's very unique to us, and it gives us our own natural flair. And there's so much cultural significance of it that it's very, I found it was perfect that we made it Kwéyòl.
Great.
You know?
I'm happy to hear that. And I wanted to get into that a little bit later. Danaii, what struck me is that you said that was one of your favorite songs.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
I fell in love with the song when I performed it for my school. So, yeah. Then what really like struck me is like when people sing, they usually sing like the popular songs from America, UK, and they don't really sing the cultural songs. So having to perform one of our songs written in our language was really nice. Yeah.
That's so refreshing to hear a young person say that, because we don't find young people gravitating so much to a Kwéyòl song, and I Do is almost one of the traditional ones. I mean, through the Danaii segment, we have incorporated
Yes.
the Creole, so it's really interesting to hear you say that. Now, so this is performing. I want us, because we are in the month, and because actually Sir Arthur Lewis is our educational institution recognizes the importance, we've actually started offering a course in Kwéyòl. You might not know that, but you know, as part of your associate degree, a foreign language is compulsory, right? You do have the option of doing the Creole. So let's speak a little bit about your exposure to the language and the difficulty you may have had in performing the language. Danaii, I'll start with you.
Well, usually when our adults used to speak to us, it's only when they needed to shout after us, you know, say, Professor. That's when we would hear the Creole. So, and sometimes it would be viewed as disrespectful to answer in Creole. So if we could like change that up a little bit, that'd be nice. Because when you you make it seem like it's a bad thing to talk in Creole, we kind of lose our culture. Because usually the Creole language is reserved for the older folks. Yeah, so.
It's sad to hear you say that still in 2021. I think it's like probably 3 generations saying the same thing, that you only think it's adults who should speak the language. I don't know if it's ironic that you mentioned that adults use it to reprimand.
Yeah.
But the song that you sang is almost like a love song.
Yes.
Although it does it, but I do. Yeah? So you can see how else the language could be used.
Yes.
Yeah? Gina, what is your experience with the Creole?
Well, it's quite the opposite. My first experience is from my grandmother, where she would say, Ishwaya, and we say, oui, mama, as a response. But besides that, I never really heard it around me. Now, it's not to say that, you know, they look down on the language or anything, just my parents never felt like they needed to speak to me in Creole. And when I learned that my father could write and read and speak it fluently, I was like, you have to teach me. And he was like, okay, but he's never found the time. And when I heard that the school was offering Creole, I really want to do it. I still want to do it as an elective. I still haven't got the opportunity yet, but I hope that next semester I will be able to do it. But I agree with what Tima is saying. You know, I do think we typically associate Kwéyòl with negative connotations. You know, we associate with anger or like a innuendos-esque song. You know, when it's just a raw language. It's raw. It's very real. Like any expression you have, that's how you give it to them. You know, and I feel like when you give it in expressions of love, it just means so much more. Because every time I hear Ishmael, I know it's my mom that called him. And I associate it with so many good memories, you know? And that's just because of the language she says it in. So.
Okay, very nice. Just to any of you, what more do you think we need to do as a society to give more credence to the language?
Teach it in primary schools and secondary schools. Please, yeah? I mean, there's so many countries in the world where their language is not widely spoken, but they do speak their language amongst themselves. Yeah, like Japanese people speak Japanese in Japan, and they speak English everywhere else. I mean, it should not be a thing where we just speak English strictly, when English is not our primary language. Kwéyòl is.
Well, there's a language policy that is coming where it might be taught in primary school, so your wish might be a reality. You agree, Danaii?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so teach it in schools. Our time is going very, very quickly, but before we go off, I would just like you to give your own self for persons to join us for the expose on Thursday. So Danaii, invite St. Lucians to...
Yes, guys, as you heard, the virtual expose will be held on Thursday. And you can watch on NTN, you know, tune in to hear my voice and her voice and many others. So, yeah.
Great. Your turn, Zayna.
All right. Well, we'd love to have you with us on Thursday on YouTube and NTN and all the different places to see us. And I know, you know, you love to see the talent we have. If you all think I sound nice, I cannot wait to hear how he sounds, because I didn't get to hear his song, you know. But I know you're going to love the talent you're going to see there.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I have seen your performances, and it is something to look forward to. I want to wish you all the best for the rest of your time at Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, and I thank you for making Sir Arthur your choice. And I know we'll be talking again very, very soon. So you've heard it from our two young people, Danaii Francis and Zayna Joseph, who were my guests today. And we invite you to view our talent expose, virtual talent expose, beginning Thursday, 8 p.m., premiering on our YouTube page, the SALCC YouTube page, as well as Calabash TV, who has partnered with us, and NTN will be showing on Sunday, just in case you miss it, at 6 p.m. Again, continue to follow us on social media and visit our website, www.salcc.edu.lc, for more information on all our offerings at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. Merci et bonne journée.